All right, folks, we are, I think, up and running now. It is only 20 minutes late. And let's see if we are still going. It does say that our stream health is really bad tonight, so we had actually had to shut everything down because everything froze up. So I'm hoping that let's see here. We may have to stop this stream and restart it real quick here because it's telling us that our resolution is lower than it's supposed to be. So let's, when we came back up and running, unfortunately, it had deleted all of our stuff, so we had to kind of start from scratch really quick. So give us a second, we will be... All right, let's try that and see if that works any better. Let's see. Okay, we're checking YouTube now. It does say now our stream health is about yellow, which is good. That's better than red, which is what it was a moment ago. We do look a little bit blurry here. Sorry about that, folks. I just don't think our resolution is going to be any better this evening. And thanks for hanging in there with us. Welcome to Real Estate for Real People, where the average person can feel free to ask questions and get straight answers. I am Kimberly Adams Mann.
And I am Russell Mann of Shore West Realtors and TAMThomes.com.
And we are going to start out with this week in real estate news. Sorry for it taking us so long to get started out here.
That's not the news, by the way.
No. But I will say, Russ, let's kind of transition back to this really quick. We have had a kind of a rough week, haven't we?
We have, yeah.
It's been a very up and down week. But the good news is we got the job done. So...
We did indeed.
We had a closing this week that almost went completely upside down on 3 different days. It almost went upside down on Wednesday or Tuesday, actually 4 different days. It almost went upside down on Tuesday. We resolved that problem. It almost went upside down on Wednesday. We resolved that problem. And then it almost went upside down on Thursday. We resolved that problem. And on Friday, we had to do another thing.
And we felt very dizzy.
Oh my gosh, we were like just dizzy all over the place. So.
But we got it closed, and so...
We did get it closed. We got the job done. The buyers got their new house. The seller got to move on with their life. Yay! Result. And then, that was Friday. And then Friday evening, we got an accepted offer on Cottage Drive. And just about, because we're running late today, about...
I can't talk
about an hour ago.
I haven't spoken to my...
Yes, you can. About an hour ago, another one of our buyers got an accepted offer on a house as well. He can't give you the details because he hasn't talked to them yet, but he did try to call them. They just didn't answer their phone.
They're at a game with their daughter, so
they're not watching
can't
this.
Use their phone.
They're not watching this anyway. If they're at a game, they're not watching this. So this week in real estate news, So this was kind of interesting. A New York City developer appealed a $6.75 million judgment in a 5 points graffiti case. So this is actually federal law. Did you know about this, Russ? Did you know that a graffiti artist could graffiti on a building, and as long as the owner doesn't like remove it or right away or things like that, if it's left on there and it looks artistic, that it is against federal law for you to overwrite it?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either until I looked at this case.
What if you don't overwrite it, you underwrite it?
Very funny. Okay, so, oh my gosh. This is what happens, folks, when we run 20 minutes late. He has time to sit here and think of really bad jokes, so we'll try to not let that happen again. But it's federal law that if somebody does a graffiti artist puts graffiti on a building. Now this is kind of a little bit different. This is in New York City, and this developer actually, on a regular basis, was letting graffiti artists go on there. Okay, so he was letting them put their art on there, and he didn't have a contract. Nobody had a contract saying it had to stay or it didn't have to stay. But there is a law. Let me see if I can find the name of it here. It's called the 1990 Visual Artists' Rights Act, okay? And basically what happened was this New York City developer, he wanted to sell the building or tear it down. He wasn't sure what he was going to do. So what he did was he spray painted over the whole thing with white, just like whitewashed the whole thing. Problem was he didn't do a great job of whitewashing it, and that was one of the reasons the artists were, but for decades, artists have been putting on this building, and he's been allowing it. So that's where part of this kind of comes in. So he's been allowing the graffiti artists to do their art, and then he whitewashed over all of it because he was thinking about tearing it down or selling it on, and then he didn't. He ended up redeveloping it and turning it into apartments. But these graffiti artists went in 2017 and sued him, and in 2018 they got a $6.75 million, so $6,750,000 judgment in their favor. But of course, he is a developer, so he's going to appeal that.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that was really interesting because it was a law that I didn't know. How would you feel if our property got graffitied on it? Would you leave it up there?
No. Mind you, that is
cool
graffiti.
What if it's really cool graffiti like this? I mean, Here, you guys, I'll show you some of the graffiti on here. I mean, these are real artists. These are not just like, random tags.
You've got Banksy, who does a lot of graffiti art.
Well, not anymore, but...
And they sell for thousands and thousands and thousands.
Well, and we have people in downtown Racine that actually do big art installations on the sides of buildings and everything. Pretty much what the article from Inman ended up saying was that, look, if you're going to allow those kind of art installations, if you're an artist and you want to be protected by that visual artist thing, best way to do this is go ahead and make sure that you have a contract with the owner of the building to do that. And that actually protects the artist from having his work taken down. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Let's see here. So that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
On our property, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. All right. But the next thing that came up is this one. This one cracked me up. The California Flyer Bandit is stealing open house brochures for a prize. Okay, this one, so funny. Okay, so this is what's hilarious about this. I do not put out... Okay, so you know how some agents will put out an info box, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll put lots of flyers inside the info box.
Yeah,
so that people walking by can just grab
just
grab one. They think it's advertising, and you know why I don't do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Because you have to keep filling them up.
No, that's not why. I don't mind filling them up.
And you want people to phone the
Exactly.
number on the sign.
I don't want people to just grab a piece of paper and get all the details there. I mean, obviously they might go online and be able to find it. That's fine. But I really want them, if they're impatient, I don't want them to just grab a flyer. I want them to pick up their phone, which is probably in their hand anyway, and call me, which my number's on the sign, the office number's on the sign. I want them to call, because if that house isn't a great fit for them, or if it already has an offer on it, I want to offer them a different house, possibly. Right?
Yeah.
Great strategy for sellers. However, in California, there are quite a few agents who do these info boxes, and they set them out for an open house, which I thought that was kind of odd, because they were talking about the open house brochures.
Yeah, well, maybe they're advertising that they're having an open house on the Sunday, and
I guess that's possible. So what's hilarious about this is that this guy is going through. He's actually been interviewed by the police. Even they know who he is. He's not. I mean, they haven't revealed his name, and I'll tell you why. You know why they haven't revealed his name?
Why?
Because what he's doing isn't actually a criminal act.
No.
Because these open house brochures are there for the public, and he's John Q. Public. So he can take them.
There's nowhere on there that says you can only take one.
I know, exactly. It doesn't, well, maybe they do. Maybe it does say take one. But even if it says take one, so he walks around the block and takes another. I mean, honestly.
Takes one for a friend.
But here's the best part of this. So apparently the reason he's doing this is because he is a member of some weird spiritual cult. And there is a prize. They are actually encouraging their members to take open house brochures and to pick them up, and there's a prize that the cult is going to give to the guy who gets the most brochures. Guess what it is?
What's the prize?
Well, it's a cult, so it's got to be a good one. What do you think the prize for a bunch of young men stealing open house brochures is going to be?
Holiday?
Oh, well, that would be nice. That would actually be normal, though. This is a cult. Come on. This is a weird sect, weird spiritual sect kind of cult.
I don't know. A new Bible.
Oh, no, a cult, not a Bible person. A bride. Because, of course, that's what makes sense. The more open house brochures you get, the better you will get. And, man, you might get a girlfriend. Seriously. That's apparently, so he told the police the reason he's taking them is because they have a competition in his cult that the more, this is what he's told them anyway, that the more open house brochures and the more brochures he gets, the person who gets the most wins the prize of a bride.
Did they get a house as well?
Well, I'm thinking it might have to do with a house since they're stealing open house brochures. I just thought that was a story that was worth putting on our live broadcast
crazy.
tonight. I know, isn't that insane? I just thought that was hilarious. So, yep, the California Flyer Bandit is stealing open house brochures for the prize of a brand new bride for himself. He is young. But they're not going to give his name because he's not doing anything illegal. Crazy, yes. Illegal, no. Should we move on to the next thing?
Sure.
Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. And our next topic tonight, let's see if I can get this because nothing's really working quite like it should be. Our next thing tonight is, pass it over to you, Russ, sale to assess. All right, so for those of you who have not been on our broadcast last month, at the beginning of the month, sale to assessed is something that where Russ takes the sale prices of the properties for that month and matches them and compares them to the assessments that the cities have done.
City assessments.
Yep. Okay, so take it away, Russ.
So for Kenosha, drum roll please.
Drum roll.
Kenosha in the month of August
Yep.
is running at 124.58%.
Nice.
So almost 125.
Nice.
So
That's what it was last month, wasn't it?
no, it
Well,
was
126.
126.
Yeah, but I mean,
61, so
basically.
slightly down on last month.
Yeah, but like really very little.
Yeah, considering all the kids went back to school, so but there was quite a few properties sold in Kenosha last month.
All right. So 124. You're still hovering around that 125 for the year, and so that's pretty normal. So, what about the city of Racine?
So Racine,
Drum roll again.
Yes, is
Drum roll.
at 128.32. So
Ooh, that feels like higher than last month.
than Kenosha, but no, it's lower. It's down as well.
Oh, it's down too.
It was 130 in Racine last month.
Oh, right. So both of them are down by about 2%.
Yes.
Okay, but so sale prices are down by about 2% in both of those from what they were last month. But still, for the year total on, they're still pretty good.
Oh yeah, we're
Okay.
still over 100%, over 120%.
Way over 100%. Yeah. So that's still pretty good year on year. So if you do not live in Kenosha or Racine, those exact cities, and you would like to know your sale to assess, feel free to reach out to us. If you are anywhere in the southeastern Wisconsin area, we can do that for you. We can do either the month or the year, whatever you would prefer to see. So definitely just let us know. So that's the sale to assess. So that's awesome. So our next thing up tonight, and sorry for this, it's a little bit, we decided to switch it up this evening and move into our dining room. There's better lighting in here, so you guys can see us a little bit better, and we were hoping that would improve the stream. Of course, then we didn't go live for 20 minutes, so yay, that was an improvement. So we've got the nice light in here. We have a dog toy back there on the top of the printer. Really important stuff in our lives here. But our new on the market this week. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so new on the market. We're going to start with 75 to 150K. 75 to 150K. What's the first house, Russ?
House of the week. This one is 1527 Bryn Mawr Avenue in Mount Pleasant. It's a 3-bedroom and 1.5 baths with a 2.5 car garage.
That's not bad, courtesy of Mastermind Realtors. That's almost 1,000 square feet too, from the looks of it.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's not bad.
And that's priced at $124,900.
Yeah, 125,000. Now let's take a look at it. Here is the house. Let's see here. Let's get the transition over so you guys can see it. I can see it here, but it might be nice if you could see it. All right. So there's the front of the house. That's kind of cute. Nice little Cape Cod. Not bad.
Yeah, nice front porch.
Very white and bright, but
Yeah,
it looks like
is
new. It looks like
very white and
new
bright.
cabinets, though.
Mm-hmm.
All new cabinets. Looks like new flooring. I'm thinking this might be a flipped house, but it looks like it's
It
nice.
looks like it.
For 125,000 though, that's not bad because you've got a garage.
It's a great starter home for somebody. It's 1,000 square feet, just under.
Well, and taxes over in Bryn Mawr area are really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
because it's Mount Pleasant
2200.
taxes, it's really
Yeah.
good.
2,200
Yeah.
in taxes for this one as well. And I mean, you can see it does kind of have, it's not a specifically an open plan, but you can see how some of it, like you've got this whole big living room area here,
With a fireplace.
and a dining room here,
area.
and then it kind of flows into the kitchen. So that's not so bad. Kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
And for 125,000 though, that's not a bad house.
No.
And it's only been 3 days on the market, so pretty darn good. All right, Russ, well done. That's a great pick. 150 to 250K. That, let's see what we got for the 150 to 250K. What do we have?
So we went with 5013 Maryland Avenue.
All right.
3 beds, 2.5 baths with a 1.5 car garage.
Now this one's in Racine, correct?
But the garage is attached and it is in Racine,
Oh,
yes.
nice. It's an attached garage. Here's the first picture of it. That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, it's really got some curb appeal. It's got that pad out the front of the garage as well, so plenty of space for all your vehicles.
Yep. We may be looking at this tomorrow. We're not sure. We've requested a showing, but we haven't been confirmed yet, so we'll see.
It's just over 1,300 square feet above grade with finished space in the basement. Now look at that kitchen. Doesn't that look good?
That is a really interesting kitchen.
Yeah.
It is very definitely to somebody's taste. I mean, it's just regular laminate countertop, so it's not like it's, high-end countertop or anything, but it's nicely, it looks new, looks nice and polished. I'm not sure I love the HD photography on this one.
No, that's the only thing that...
Yeah, it kind of makes it look like a cartoon. Yeah. And I do think it's interesting that the paneling here on the side seems to be mirrored up here on this wood beam. Now, what I think has happened is they probably opened this up. This was probably a pretty traditional ranch-style home, and they've had to put in a big beam across here. But they've opened up that kitchen completely, so that you can see into the dining area there as well, which is pretty cool looking. But then I do think the backyard is really nice as well.
It's got an above-ground pool.
So is this the pool over here?
Yeah, there's the pool off of the deck over there.
Okay.
And it's slightly to the right, and then in the
pergola,
I believe is the hot tub.
Oh, there's a hot tub that comes with it as well. Okay, that's cool. So it comes with a pool, an above-ground pool, and a hot tub. And we're kind of guessing that it's there. Like I said, we've requested a showing for tomorrow during the day, but we have not been confirmed yet, so we're not sure if we're going to get that or not.
And this one is 195,000.
So it's just under 200. That's not bad, actually.
It's not bad. No.
I would have liked to see a 2-car garage though for 195 personally.
Yeah.
But it does have 2.5 bathrooms, and it's got lots of space too. So, all right, moving on to the next one, which is 250 to 350K. This one is 8838 3rd Avenue in Pleasant Prairie. A 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, courtesy of Cove Realty. And this one is 1,800 square feet above grade.
With almost 1,000 square feet finished below grade.
So half the basement, though, it looks like, 924.
You've got a total of 2772 square feet.
Wow, 2,700 square feet. Yeah. And I have to say, when I first saw this one, when you picked it, I was like, really? This one? This doesn't seem... But the garage is attached, and it is a brick front on it. It doesn't look like it's all brick, but it looks like it's brick fronted, correct? Say brick and...
Its exterior is brick.
Oh, it is a brick one. Maybe it is on the side. I just can't see it. But it is, a brick facing, and that's kind of nice. But I was like, man, that doesn't look that impressive until I saw the pictures from the inside.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that kitchen. You can see the kitchen over here on the side. Oh, maybe I can't show it. There we go. The kitchen over here, you can barely see it, and I'm already going, oh, yes, please. And then, of course, I got this great buffet that matches the kitchen right into the dining room, into one of those lamps that you don't like.
Well, I like them.
That's very pretty looking. It's not the pretty that he doesn't like. Yeah. It's the fact that you have to.
Upturned.
Yeah, he doesn't like upturned because they catch flies and they have to be cleaned all the time. So.
Yeah.
That's why. But it is a very pretty light fixture, though.
It is.
And they
It's
got some
similar
nice.
to ours.
It's just the upside. Ours is the upside down version. Some nice pendant lights and some can lights over here. So really well lit house. And then again, okay, I did have some influence on this one. I love this bathroom. I mean, look at those glass subway tiles. I mean, they're just spotless looking. And there's just something, I don't know, to me there's something really calming about that green and white combination. What do you think?
Blue.
Oh, so we had this discussion yesterday. He calls that blue, I call it green. Why don't you guys tell us in the comments below, what is it? Is that bathroom blue or green? Are you on the green team, because it's teal green, or are you on the blue team, the crazy people? All right, so, no, it's a green bathroom.
Blue.
It's green.
Blue.
Green.
It matches my eyes.
Green. Your eyes are not green.
No, they're blue.
Right, because it's not matching your eyes. Oh, okay. It's green.
Did we give the price for that one?
You did not give the price. We got obsessed with the green and the blue.
That one is 339,000.
Wow.
Even.
339. So right at the top of that under 350 range.
Yeah.
All right. So here is our next one. What do we got, Russ?
We have 2314 Carla's Way in Mount Pleasant.
So what's interesting is last week we had one on Carla's Way that was just over 500,000, and this one's just under on Carla's Way.
This one is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and it has a 3-car attached garage.
And courtesy of Berkshire Hathaway Epic Real Estate.
Yeah,
So,
and this one is 1,900 square feet.
I apologize. This is actually Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Metro. So we have that wrong on here. We will absolutely make sure we correct that for the future. But it's Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Metro, not Epic. So.
And this one is 444,900.
That's not a bad taxes either. 6260 for 444,000.
No, there's the advantage of being in Mount Pleasant.
Again. All right, so it's a nice basic exterior. Looks very similar to the one last week. In fact, when I was looking at the pictures, I couldn't decide because I was like, are we sure this is a new listing? Are we sure this is the one from... And then I realized that last week's did not have this little window on the outside here, on that peak, and this week's does. So I was like, well, okay, definitely two different houses.
So this is in Hoods Creek, and it does have a waterfront on the lot. So
so there's water frontage here.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the settlement at Hoods Creek. HOA fees of $350 a year. That's a fairly decent looking front room and a really big bedroom as well. So, all right. So moving on though, here is our over 500,000 pick. What's our over 500,000 pick this week, Russ?
Our over 500,000 pick is only just over 500,000. But it's a beautiful house. It's on at 575, and this one is 9411 42nd Avenue in Pleasant Prairie.
Nice.
It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath with 3-car attached garage.
Courtesy of Remax Newport Elite.
It's
3,000 square feet above grade.
with 1,000 finished space below grade.
Which means you've probably got 2,000 finished space, unfinished space below grade.
So
Woo.
you got a total of 4,039 square foot of finished space.
Yeah, but you have 2,000 square feet of unfinished storage space mostly.
Well, you got 3,000, so it's probably 1,500 per floor because you've got an upstairs on there, or.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's true because you've got uppers and more. Okay, so it probably is 1,500. So it probably is only 500 extra square feet in the basement unfinished. Okay, good point. Excellent point. All right, but moving on, it also has this 0.7 of an acre. Here's what the house looks like. So you can kind of take a look at that.
That looks really nice. It's got curb appeal.
Really big driveway.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Look at that kitchen. And actually, this kitchen actually demonstrates some of what we're going to talk about in the next couple of weeks. We're going to be talking about kitchens in the next few weeks. Going to talk about kitchens and some of the things that are happening in the trends of kitchens. In fact, we're going to talk about the first one tonight, but this particular kitchen has something that we're going to talk about in a couple of weeks here. But just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at that tile backsplash there, and there's not even a stove or anything there to backsplash. But it's just that the tile feature there that's really, really cool. And then, what's the other thing we have for this one? The master bathroom.
Yeah.
Look at that tub thing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is a really unique tub faucet. Okay, that is a really unique tub faucet. Yeah. That's for sure. It looks like it's a freestanding. Of course, you still have your nice glassed-in shower, which is awesome.
Yep.
But that is just so cool. Wow. That's really amazing. Yeah. That's very cool. I can see why you picked this one for that.
And it's got a vaulted ceiling in the bathroom.
Yeah, it's got vaulted ceilings everywhere from the looks of it. That's amazing. That's really good. All right, so I think that's it for our
That's our
picks of the week.
Pick of the week.
Yeah. So now, just to let you guys know, now it is time for our open house recap. And what do we say, Russ? Open house recap. How did your open house go?
It went really well.
So where did you hold an open house this week?
I was at Stonefield Drive. Stonegate Drive.
Circle.
No, it's not Circle.
I think it was something like that. We'll have to look it up. But he was at a great condo in Stonegate. Stonefield, rather. Yeah. Yes. And had 3 different groups come through.
Yeah.
Nobody made an offer on it, which is amazing.
Nobody made an offer, but it is a phenomenal condo.
Nice.
There's not many condos out there that are 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, with the 2 of the bigger bedrooms out of the 3 both have en suites.
So wait, how many bathrooms does it have?
2.5. So you've got half bath, which is open to...
Right, which is for guests. But what about the people who are staying in the 3rd bedroom?
They don't have a full bathroom. They have to use the main. But then most people that are buying these like that condo, if you don't need the 3rd bedroom, that becomes an office.
That's true.
Because it is right off of the dining room as well. So a lot of people turn that into an office.
That's true.
Or a craft room.
That's true.
And then you've got the other 2 main bedrooms. Both got their own en-suites, and the master bedroom is enormous with a bath and a shower.
What's the price point on that now?
$220. Let me just get the sheet because I don't want to give a wrong price out.
Oh, he's got to go get his sheet, folks. Now we will solve the whole what was the actual address of the property. He doesn't mind giving out the wrong address. Okay.
But I don't want to give out the wrong
Stonefield Drive, 853 Stonefield Drive, number 306, and it is $224.
Yeah, it's had a price drop recently, and the sellers requested that I do it's not one of our listings, but the sellers requested that I do an open house for them, and so...
Wow, their taxes are cheap. They're only $30,000.
Yeah, because it's Mount Pleasant, again.
Yeah, but the condo fees are only $220. That's good.
Yeah, it's really good. It's 2,200 square feet.
That's a big
for a condo.
It's
got a 2-car attached garage, which is below.
Yeah.
It is an upper condo, but it does have the stair lift in there on the stairs there. So if you have mobility issues, you can use the stair lift, and that is staying if you want it.
Right. That's
so
cool.
No extra for that.
That's cool. So my open house this week was at 2901 Cottage Drive, and I did do a little bit of a video on it because it's kind of a unique situation. Because 2901 Cottage Drive is our listing, and we actually got an accepted offer on Friday. However, we had already sent out the email. We'd already sent out like 300 postcards, I think it was, like 300 postcards to advertise it. And my seller went, you know what? Why don't we hold the open house, because maybe there will be a backup offer. Maybe somebody comes in and wants to write a secondary offer. And I'm like, that blew me away, because normally that's something I'm suggesting to people. And she suggested it, and I was like, that's awesome. That's what makes her such a great seller to work with.
Yeah.
She's very, very smart and very savvy. We did have 3 people come through. One of them's working with an agent, but kind of just off and on. The other one was just somebody who had never been down the street before, and they saw my signs and they walked in. Way too big of a house for them, for sure. That one's listed at $250,000. And the third couple that came in were really great, but they're like going to wait a year, and they already are convinced as to who they're going to work with as well. So,
well, that's good that they know who they're going to work with, because that is one of the things that we do. You know, if it's not going to be us, then we at least want them to work with a good agent.
Sure. So they know definitely who they're going to be working with. So I didn't try to, I'm not going to try and take them from somebody else. And besides, honestly, they said they were a year out from what they wanted for some financial reasons. So that's no problem.
No.
So those were our open houses. We both had 3. Tag team. Yes. High 5.
No, high 3.
High 3. High 3. Okay, we're really geeks. Okay, here we go. Our next, let's move on. Moving on for sure. Our tip of the week. All right, what's our tip of the week? Russ, you don't even know what our tip of the week is.
No.
So I was talking earlier about the kitchens, right? And about what some of these things that are really, really cool. So we were talking about the backsplash in that one house, and that house that was $575,000, and how great that was, like a statement feature piece almost. Well, there's really something kind of interesting. So lots of people have been using subway tiles, right?
Yeah.
Lots of people have been using subway tiles.
We like them.
I like subway tiles, but after a while, subway tiles get kind of boring because it's just subway tiles. And everybody's got some. And after a while, it gets a little bit stale and people want to try something new. Well, I saw a really cool trend that's happening this year, and I will show you what it looks like. It is actually using subway tiles. So you're still using the same tiles, but you're doing a herringbone pattern with the subway tiles. Pretty cool looking, huh? Very interesting. So what's really neat about this...
Not very easy to...
No, it's not super easy to do, but there are some of these that actually come already pre-backed.
Ah, right. So roll with it.
Yeah, so they already come with webbing on the back of them. So the webbing on the back already keeps it like in a square, but it's a herringbone pattern type thing that they've done. And then you just fit the squares, the herringbone squares together basically. So I thought that was really cool. The thing I really liked about this particular photo, and the reason, there were a ton of photos I could have used, but I thought that was interesting here was the fact that they used the darker grout. And you could use a dark grout or a light grout, and it totally changes the look of the tiles. It does
change the layout, yeah.
And there's all sorts of different colors of grouts that you can use now as well. So it's not just black, white, and gray as your grout colors. Now you can actually get things like green. So if you have if you have like green cabinetry, or like maybe your center island is painted green or navy blue or red or something like that, you can actually get grout to match it. Because obviously if your island is there at that color, it's probably pretty permanent at that color. And how cool if the grout between your subway tiles matched it.
Oh, I definitely think that enhances it, having a coloured grout.
Or your subway tiles are the color of the island, and you use like a white as an offset type of thing. Yeah. So
like
I've seen
that as well.
Like
white in the one earlier.
Yes, exactly.
So you admitted it was blue.
No, that's... Oh, I thought you were talking about the kitchen.
No, in the bathroom.
Oh, no, not the bathroom. That's green.
I almost got to admit.
I thought you were talking about the kitchen. This is for tile backsplashes, not full walls that we're talking about. It didn't work. It's green. It's not blue. Okay, let us know. Green or blue, green or blue. All right, so, however, this is a really cool pattern. Apparently, this is something that a lot of people are starting to do. I just thought it was a really cool trend and wanted to bring that to you guys as a trend for your house. So, thanks for joining us today, guys, because that's pretty much it. That's our tip for the week.
Sorry we had so many problems at the beginning. We had a few issues, but
we got back on track, and we're so happy that you were able to join us today. Let's just double check and make sure we don't have any chat things here. Nope, we've got no live chat messages this week. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Folks, leave us a comment. If you like what we have to say, if you enjoy hanging out with us on Sunday nights, or you want to see our other stuff that we upload, I do have to tell you, because we had such a horrendous week that was all of our time was sucked up with this bad transaction, we did not start our videos. However, we do have one in the can, and it will be up this Friday. My absolute Scouts on, well, sorry, it's 3, isn't it, for Scouts?
Yeah.
3 Scouts. I wasn't a Scout, obviously. Scouts honor, though, it is in the can now, so it will be able to be up Friday for sure. Just have to do a little bit of editing with it, but we didn't even have it taped, and then last week just went.
Yeah.
But then, that's the great thing about real estate is that weeks can explode, but we brought it all back together and we actually closed this transaction. It was successful, regardless of all the stuff that went on in the background. And quite honestly, not everybody knew. I mean, most people didn't know what was going on in the background. No. One person knew about their issue and another person knew about their issue, but they didn't all know about all the issues together. But that's really what our job is to help people.
Just to put out fires.
Put out fires, solve problems, help people, make sure things close on time. And it closed on time.
Yeah,
that's what's
closed
important.
on a Friday, and that was
when it was supposed to close. Yep, it was supposed to close on Friday, and it did. So thanks so much for joining us again tonight, folks. And then, of course, we had the uplift of this weekend with 2 accepted offers.
Yeah, that's cool.
Woo! That's always great.
We're rocking it.
Yeah. So, you know what? That's the thing. Closing, 2 more offers accepted. We've got a new... Oh! I'm so excited! We have a new listing dropping tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
We can't talk about it yet because it doesn't start till tomorrow. But new listing starting tomorrow.
Will it be on tour Tuesday?
It will be on Tuesday Tour. You will see it on Tuesday Tour.
So click Tuesday Tour.
Click subscribe, click like, and then get the notification bell turned on because then you will be able to see Tuesday Tour because that we're already uploading regularly every week. So it'll be on Tuesday Tour. You'll be able to see the new listings. We got another opportunity for another accepted offer this week.
It's a great house as well.
I know, it's so cute.
Yeah.
I love it. It's awesome. Our fridge is yelling at us. Bzzz in the background. Anyway, folks, thanks so much for joining us again this week. Click like, subscribe, or click that notification bell so that you see our stuff if you do like what we have to say. If you don't, let us know in the chat because we'd be happy to figure it out. We did ask people to show us their tiny gardens last week. Didn't have a single person send us anything about a tiny garden, so I'm sorry we don't got anything extra to share on that.
No.
But if you have a really cool tile backsplash that you want to share with us, go ahead and drop a comment below. Click on our email, send us a picture of it, and we'd be happy to display it on our chat, on our live broadcast next week. So, thanks so much for joining us. Come back next week for more real estate for real people.
Bye.
Bye.